Where did Saul of Tarsus get the gospel? Where did he get it? Not from man's invention. It didn't come out of his head. Not from man's tradition. It wasn't handed to him by somebody else. It came by revelation. That Jesus Christ met Saul of Tarsus that day on the road to Damascus. That's the only explanation for the change in Paul's life. It's the intervention of a sovereignly gracious God who revealed himself to the Apostle Paul on the road to Damascus. And if you follow this story in the New Testament, the book of Acts and Paul's letters, you see that Paul's view of himself radically changed that day. Paul saw himself differently from that day forward. Where before this day on the road to Damascus, he saw himself as somebody special. I'm somebody special. I'm a good person. I'm zealous. I'm doing the work of God by persecuting these Christian heretics. And he saw himself as a good person. But after this day, he describes himself, and I'm using his words, a blasphemer, a persecutor, a violent man, or to quote him from 1 Timothy 1, the worst of sinners. He saw himself so differently. But not only did his view of himself radically change that day, but his view of Jesus Christ radically changed that day. That the one whom before he hated, he now loved. The one he was seeking to destroy, he now was promoting. When he writes his testimony to the Philippians, he said this, but whatever gain I had, climbing that ladder of Judaism, whatever gain I had, I counted as loss for the sake of Christ. Indeed, I count everything as loss for the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord.